Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we're checking out Guild 3 on PC. This is Steam, so if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now I am running this on a 3060 Ti with a 5800X with 32 gigs of RAM. I'm getting over 100 frames a second at 1440p resolution. Everything is running just fine. No stutters. None of that. The game runs perfectly on this build. I can guarantee that this would probably run pretty decent on lower builds than that. I could definitely run this on my 3050 Ti laptop, no problem, and probably hit 1440p resolution on that as well. There's very minimal settings in here for PC, so it's basically you just turn it on, max out the shadow resolution, and you're just going from there, whatever resolution you want to run it at. I'm pretty sure I could run this at native 4K too on this card. So let's talk a little bit about Guild 3, but first I want to thank THQ Nordic and the Purple Lamp for providing review code for this game. I reached out to them because I watched the preview video of this and it really was like, wow. I mean, you're basically seeing what a little bit of what basically what the preview looked like right now as we watch this. Now, I'm really into that medieval type setting, so I wanted to check this out, and I 100% like asked for the review code before I even could figure out exactly what type of experience this was. So basically, I'm going to read a little bit of what this game is. The Guild 3 is a unique mixture of economic simulation strategy game, a historical life simulator, a role-playing game. Your goal is to create a family dynasty that can last the centuries. While your world around you and your dynasty rearranges itself again and again, you have to prove your skills in handicrafts and trading on social occasions, and finally in politics and in the malicious intrigues. So, I can already tell you, just in the gameplay that I have played, this game is 100% going to suck you in if you let it. If you sit down and you start playing it, once you start, going through the tutorial, everything like that, this system is pretty massive for the most part. So, I've been playing this now for a few hours. I've recorded a little over an hour worth of footage, but we'll get to. I mean, we're gonna talk a little bit about the systems in here. So first of all, you're gonna be able to create your character. You'll be able to just kind of set your character up. You'll be able to pick between three different religions. In the tutorial, it pretty much just had me select the crude craftsman or whatever. That's not a bad thing. And then you kind of just start out with being able to select your character, create your character, do whatever you want with him, and then it will bring you into the world where you'll just start going through the tutorial, and then it'll just kind of teach you how to build stuff, how to hire people, how to create your business. And then as you start doing all of that, you put those systems in place, then you'll be able to start doing other things, like chasing a romance, like finding a wife, courting a wife, stuff like that. Like, this game is pretty detailed. And then after you court, your wife, you find your wife, then you'll go and you'll have children, and you'll start building your dynasty. Now, as you're doing that, time is progressively going by. You'll go through like one whole day, and then it'll change like a year. Each day-night cycle or something, from what I can tell, is representative of like a whole freaking year or a season or something like that. It goes by, pretty, like, it's actually not too bad. It's like 25 minutes or something for that cycle to go through. Now, this game here, I was just stumbling around at first, and just kind of having a little bit of fun with it, but my gosh, this game is pretty detailed. It looks incredible. The day-night cycle, as it's going on, you'll be able to go ahead and look through things. You'll be able to you can travel the town, do whatever you want. Like most of it, I mean, like I'm basically playing this game with a mouse, like a mouse and a couple of keys. I mean, in all honesty, I am pretty new to this type of an experience, to PC for the most part. Like I've only had a PC for a few months, and you know, learning how to play PC games is actually pretty freaking cool, man. Being a console player for so long, you never really get the option to experience this type of a game, because let's face it, there's really not that many of them on there, and they don't really advertise them all that super well. So this game here is really, really intriguing for me. Like I've been playing it, and I'm kind of hooked. Like I just want to keep going and going and going. So I mean, yeah, this game could definitely 100% fill a spot while you're waiting for your next AAA banger. This one here is definitely something that you can pick up, get into fairly easy, actually. I mean, if you're new to these types of games and you don't ever play like this one here has been like pretty easy to get into and start figuring out, because this tutorial, it'll tell you, hey, go do this, and then it'll give you like a step-by-step directions to how to figure it out, and you're like, oh okay, and then once you start figuring it out, like things are starting to click already after just a few hours of playing this, like a couple hours, a little over a couple hours. Things are already starting to click to where I'm like, oh man, I wonder if I can do this, I wonder if I can do that, I wonder if, and for the most part, like it brings up like a whole different type of menu system that you can like really start to really explore. And so that's basically what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna just keep exploring this game and make this like my daily driver. I'm not gonna be able to put like tons and tons and tons of hours into it, but I'll be able to at least sit down for like 3-4 hours at a time and like really start checking this out. So this is something that, like I said, now that I have a PC, I now have the ability to play this kind of stuff that, you know, is essentially exclusive to PC. And I don't know if I would play this on a Steam Deck. I mean, you probably could fairly easy, and it would still look pretty decent, to be completely honest with you. But my gosh, man, this thing just looks great. You have full control over the camera. Like you can zoom all the way in to like street level and everything else. So I mean, like you do get I mean, you can like move the camera in 360 degrees, zoom in, zoom all the way out, stuff like that. So it is fun. You can enter your buildings, everything like that. Like this is pretty good, man. This seems like a really deep system with a lot of deep thought and everything. I tried this one that just came out on the Xbox. It was that Crusader Kings 3 or whatever. Like that one there for me, I was having a lot harder time getting into it and like learning the systems than I am with this game. Like this game is so good with the tutorial that it is like, wow, man, this is really cool. Like it's actually something that you can learn to get into pretty quickly, and I really appreciate that. Like Purple Lamp, you guys are awesome, man. Like being able to create such a good tutorial because I mean, man, I haven't played these types of games before, so like being able to have a tutorial that's really intuitive and really helpful to really teach you how to do this stuff. I mean, just sitting through and playing this tutorial, like I said, I'm a couple hours into it. I did play about an hour, and then I restarted and started all over again from the very beginning, because when I was doing it the first time, I was paying attention, but I wasn't paying attention. So being able to restart that and actually like look through the different tutorial prompts and, you know, really focus and sit back and think about it, like this is freaking great. So basically, I've recorded a little bit over an hour of gameplay. I'm going to just go ahead and leave that with you so that you can kind of see all the stuff that I've talked about. I know that's not ideal, but I recorded all this, and I mean, I don't know if I could sit here and literally talk for an hour, and I don't want to really cut too much. I mean, I guess I can cut down. I was going to say I would cut down all the menus and tutorial reading and stuff, but no, I'm going to leave all of that there so that you can kind of see just how robust this system is, because if you're somebody that's already playing these types of games, Like, you already know this game is great. If you made it through Guild 1 and Guild 2 and now you're on to Guild 3, like, you already know this game is clearly freaking great. Because this game here has already sucked me in. I'm like, wow, man, wow. Man, I'm literally kicking myself for not picking up a PC a lot sooner and starting to get into this stuff, because I've always kind of had that. I've always had an eye for this type of an experience, but I've never went out of my way to actually act on that. And now that I have that ability, and now that it's something that I can start to enjoy, like, this is great. Now, I will be covering this game more as I learn and I go through it. I will be dropping more videos on this, and possibly I'm thinking about doing a live stream tomorrow night. Actually, that's probably what I will do, is do a live stream with this, because this game is actually pretty great, and I want to be able to show that off. So this is my first impressions. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. This game is awesome and definitely worth your time. So I'll see you in the next one.